continue the greatest witch hunt. It's the greatest witch hunt of all time. Have you been hearing about this? Failed New York State gubernatorial candidate Letitia James, who recently ran for governor and had to give up because she had no support. She got almost no poll numbers. Her party said, get the hell out. Is no longer working as the Attorney General. She went back into the Attorney General's office as a political operative for the Democrat Party, engaged in a political persecution and abusing her powers for her own personal gain. It's prosecutorial misconduct. And it began the second I came down the escalator with our great future First Lady. That beautiful escalator in Trump Tower, and has continued ever since in an attempt to silence a president who is leading in every single poll by a lot. Never before has this happened to another president, and it is truly an absolute violation of civil rights, in my opinion, and your civil rights too. I've been investigated by the Democrats more than Billy the Kid, Jesse James, and Al Capone combined. And in all cases, I've been innocent. We have a great sheriff right here. Where's the sheriff? Right, stand up, sheriff. We want to send the sheriff into New York. Clean things up, sheriff. But, you know, there's never been anything like it. It just never stops. A friend of mine, smart guy, very successful guy, a lot of common sense, he said, you know, you've been investigated for years and years, millions and millions of pages of documents. They found nothing. You are the cleanest guy on earth. When you think about it, I've got to be the cleanest sheriff. I think I'm the most honest human being, perhaps, that God ever created. Perhaps.
What's up? Well, look at this girl.
Instead of persecuting Republicans, these rogue Democrat prosecutors should stop the crime and the bloodshed that is raging uncontrollably in Democrat-run cities and states.
Yeah.
And New York, Letitia James, New York has got disastrous numbers, up a record amount, 50% more. Number one for going up. So Letitia James should be focusing on New York, not focusing on let's get Trump and let's devote all our time. Let's get Trump. We've only been doing this for years.
Yeah.
With record murders, surging violence, and drug trafficking at the highest level we've ever had. The witch hunts have to end. The depravity and corruption of our left-wing political establishment cannot be overstated. Just this week, Special Counsel John Durham outlined in court filings the, quote, joint venture or conspiracy by Democrat operatives and officials to perpetrate the Russia hoax. Russia, remember? Whatever happened to that one? And then guys like the watermelon head, Schiff, he goes back. And then he goes, Ukraine. That turned out to be another hoax. Remember that? He had a terrible call. I will tell you, you know. The president of Ukraine, they asked him about it. They said the president did nothing wrong. And I knew, he said, he didn't do anything wrong. Wasn't it great that we had the call essentially taped? Wasn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Did they die when they heard we had the call taped? I would have had a problem because these people are horrible liars. Shifty Schiff gets up to a microphone. This is a terrible thing for our country. I called to congratulate him on a victory. I never met the gentleman, but you know what? He's standing up tall now, and I liked him then because he had courage, and he said, we did nothing wrong. I think they thought that these people were crazy, actually. On a similar basis, massive conspiracy to hide the truth about Joe and Hunter Biden's corruption is being fully exposed. And
yeah, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about, none of the media want to talk about that.
Crashing halt. We got to stop it. They got to stop the political persecutions in this country. We spend so much time now on the environment. You know, the environmental alarmists, everything. The country is going to be gone. We have a guy threatening nuclear weapons every day in Russia, and they're talking about in 300 years our ocean's going to be 1/100th of an inch higher. Yeah. 300 years from now. We have to immediately clean up our factories because We all have to clean up our air. What they don't say is that Chinese air, China air is so dirty. Russia air is so dirty, India is so dirty, Japan very dirty, not a little bit better, very dirty. That air goes up and then it blows into the United States. Okay, what are they going to do about that? But none of this will matter if we don't do one thing: restore integrity to our elections. Have to do it. At the federal, state, and local level, Republicans must act to ensure universal voter ID.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. In the Democrat convention, they had it in Milwaukee, and I saw people that walking in, they had signs like posters on their chest with their picture, all sorts of identification, but they don't want that to vote. The only reason they don't want voter ID is because they're cheaters. They cheat.
Exactly.
There's no other reason.
Exactly. Why would you
It's
not
like a
want voter ID?
94% issue. Even in the Democrats want voter ID. The only one that doesn't are the Democrat politicians. You see, I happen to think that
You should have to have an ID
bad
to
oil
vote.
and high prices, and if you look at people that are against the Second Amendment, you can't have guns to protect yourself.
Exactly.
Against God, against so
Exactly.
much. Sanctuary cities, they want sanctuary cities. They want high taxes. They want to double and triple your taxes. I happen to think that they don't really have a 50-50 party with the Republicans. I think they do because they cheat like hell.
Okay.
Because there's
Call
no
them
way.
all
You
out.
go to Texas, they're
Texas.
against God, against guns, and against oil. And then I hear, oh, it's going to be close. Well, actually, we won a landslide, okay? But, you know, they say it's going to be close. You know why they said it's going to be close? Because if they can find enough votes, millions of votes, if they can find it, the people won't be so shocked if they can pull it out. No, I just think that we have to clean it up, and I think Ted Budd is going to do a lot in that regard. I think it's one of his big issues.
Okay,
If we
that's
don't
what you're
have
endorsing,
clean
Ted?
elections, and if we don't have strong borders, we do not have a country. We don't have a country. We also have to look at citizenship confirmation. No more drop boxes, the fake drop boxes.
Yeah. You need to be able. You need to show up to the poll to vote.
100% of the votes to Biden and nothing to
With
Trump.
your
Yeah, I
ID.
didn't do too well with that particular box. No private money pouring into local election offices organized by billionaire CEOs. I wonder who we're talking about. And we must ensure that every election can be fully and quickly audited.
Yeah.
And you have to look at the movie that's coming out this week, Dinesh D'Souza. Watch it. They have everything on tape. They have a big portion of what went on tape. There are many different things. They cheated on many different levels in many different ways. But look at this Dinesh D'Souza movie, and they have it on tape, and they have it on ping. They have it all over the place. It's ballot harvesting at a level that nobody ever thought possible. Totally illegal, by the way. And another one, Citizens United, David Bossie. I just saw that one, and that is brutal. In terms of cheating, in terms of people pouring, if you spend more than $5,600 on an election, they put you in jail. They have very strict rules. $5,600. This guy Zuckerberg spent $417 million. And it was corrupt as hell. But you have to see those two movies, and David Bossie did an incredible job, okay. Citizens United, and Dinesh. This Dinesh movie is going to blow your socks off. Now, here's the bad news. The fake news won't even report it. They won't report it. They won't report it. They won't talk about it. That's why they're called the fake news, and that's why they have now a lower approval rating than Congress. Can you believe that? A lower approval rating than they do. Well, these guys, this group of congressmen, they're way up there. You're so far up. The ultimate goal would be same-day elections using paper ballots with mail-in ballots. Only the military can use mail-in ballots, or those who are very sick or ill and who can't vote in person. So if you're very sick, And you can't vote, good. And if you're in the military, you're in a faraway place or port, good. And that's it. And wouldn't it be nice to have same day like we do? We could do that easily. Same day elections. So that you know, like we used to have, you know, when elections were much more honest. Instead of sitting around for 48 days, we have boxes stored in that storage room. Oh, really? Who's watching it? Why isn't a lock on the door? Why are people moving things in and out? No, we need same day. We need paper ballots. We could have honest elections so easily. When California sends out tens of millions of mail-in ballots, nobody knows where the hell they're going, who's getting them,
That's true.
and how many people here have had friends who received more than one ballot. Yeah.
That's true.
I know so many people, and I know some. My record so far is 7, but I heard it goes higher. Some people received 7, but it goes higher than that from what I understand. We're just 7 months away from the most important midterm victory in American history, and we need a landslide so big that the radical left cannot rig it or steal it. By the way, I endorsed another person today, Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz. Great guy, good man, Harvard educated, tremendous career, and they liked him for a long time. That's like a poll. You know, when you're in television for 18 years, that's like a poll. That means people like you, but he's a great guy. This is the year we're going to take back the House, we're going to take back the Senate, and we're going to take back America. And in 2024, most importantly, we are going to take back our beautiful White House.
He just announced that he's running. He just announced he's running. He just announced he's running with that statement. He just made the announcement.
People behind me. I don't know who the hell they are. You know, I always say, those people may have lousy seats and you may have great seats, but they're going to be much more famous than you are tomorrow. They'll be called in. Some of them will be called in because they're so attractive. They'll be called into Hollywood tomorrow. With a Republican Congress, we will fight for more jobs for North Carolina families, fair trade for North Carolina workers, and more North Carolina factories forging more products with stamped. And you know what? That beautiful phrase is made in the USA. We're using it more and more. We will shut down Joe Biden's border disaster, institute remain in Mexico, reimpose Title 42, strengthen ICE. These are great heroes, and Border Patrol. Those are great heroes. They're courageous people. You know, they go into these nests. You know what a nest is? Sheriff, you know what a nest is. They have a nest, and it's MS-13. These are tough people. They like knives because they like cutting people instead of shooting people because it's more painful and it takes longer. Sheriff knows. And it's a horrible thing. And these ICE people, I tell you, I know a couple of people in the front row, you're really tough. You don't want this job. They go into a nest, they run into a nest, and they start fighting it out, and then they grab them and they throw them, they bring them back to their country. And their countries didn't take them under Obama. And so we were stuck with them. And I heard that. My first week, they said, sir, we can't bring them back to Guatemala. We can't bring them back to Honduras. We can't bring them back, sir, to El Salvador. They won't take them. I said, how much money does the United States give them? Sir, we give them $778 million a year. I said,
I don't know, but I love when you talk like this, though.
Anymore until they take the people back. And then the next day, Sheriff, I got a call from the 3 presidents separately. Sir, why aren't you paying us the money? Because you won't take them back. But sir, we'd love to take back MS-13. We think they're fine people. We would love to take them back, and we had no problem after that, you know? We still haven't paid them, by the way. You know, it's very interesting. And Biden just announced that instead of $778 million, they want to pay $4 billion to these countries, $4 billion. You know who's going to get that? The drug lords. the politicians. A lot of people are going to get that, Sheriff. No good. But we got them all back. We got them dozens. I just want to take we got to give a great hand to ICE, to Border Patrol, and to law enforcement. You know, I see a person in the audience that I didn't know she was here. She comes from a slightly warmer climate. Carrie Lake. She's going to be the next governor of Arizona. So nice that you're here. I didn't know you were here, Carrie.
Wow, man. Endorsing everybody tonight.
They all love Carrie. Everyone knows. Carrie's got a massive lead in Arizona. She was their anchor for 22 years in Arizona, and she saw the way things were running, and she wasn't happy. They have a lousy governor in Arizona, really lousy. Happens to be Republican. He's still lousy. They wanted him to run for the Senate. I said, well, I'll never endorse him, I can tell you, so he took a pass. But Carrie Lake is fantastic, and I heard your poll numbers are through the roof. I think they're kind of like
we're gonna talk about all that when
they're quite up there, right?
When the rally go off.
Let's have a contest. Who does better, you or Ted Budd? But Carrie Lake has done fantastically. She's going to be a great governor. We will again end catch and release. We will end chain migration. We will end the visa lottery, and we will, in a few weeks, finish the wall. It takes 3 weeks to finish it. We will stop the Biden crime wave in Democrat-run cities. We will give our police, we love our police, their power back. And let them do what they do better than anybody else. And we're going to give them also something else. We're going to give the police their respect back. And we will restore law and order again in America. We will hold China accountable for unleashing the virus upon the world. We will create a military so powerful, I've sort of already done this, that no one, don't forget, $2.5 trillion. And you know, we have a nuclear force that I rebuilt along with the military. And I hate even talking about it, but we have the most powerful nuclear force. We had weapons that were 48 years old. Nobody even knew if they work. We've refurbished and rebuilt and brand new in many cases our nuclear capability. So we don't like talking about it. And honestly, Putin shouldn't be talking about it. And if they do talk about it, we have to have somebody that knows how to talk back. Not to say, oh, they are a nuclear force.
That was a shot at Putin just now.
Humanity back to the moon. And the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. That's happening very quickly. We will protect innocent life. We will defend our Constitution. We will defend the Second Amendment. And we will proudly uphold the Judeo-Christian values and principles of our nation's founding. We will restore patriotic education to our schools, and we will teach our children to love their country, honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. We love our great American flag. We love that flag. And we will not, by the way, have men participating in women's sports, if that's okay. Did you see the swimming record? It was up for 11 years, and a great young woman, there's a great young woman. She's been working so hard, and she thought she could beat it by 1/8 of 1 second. And then this guy comes along and beats it by 38 seconds.
It's going to be an election.
But the best is the weightlifting, right? It's
going to be
an
an election.
18 years a record. And you know, they put like a quarter of an ounce on each side, and then, oh my God, up! Oh! And then this guy comes along. Ding, ding, ding.
There will be an election in 2024. There will be an election.
No, that's so good. That's so ridiculous. I mean,
now whether your vote count or not will be a different story, but there will be an election.
I talk common sense.
We will have another selection, but there will be an election.
You know, even the teammates, they don't want to do it. They think it's politically incorrect to talk about it. There's nothing politically incorrect about it. It's going to destroy women's sports. I mean, if I'm a basketball coach, I guarantee I'm going to have a great team.
Put in the comment section why you say
But
you're
you know
telling
why?
me. Because they're going to be an
Because
election.
I'm not going to say it, because that would be politically incorrect. They'd say, isn't that terrible? You can't let this happen. You can't let it happen to women's sports. It's very unfair to women. Don't let it happen. In conclusion, our MAGA movement is by far the greatest political movement in the history of our country. And nobody can say otherwise. Even the fake news can't say anything differently.
He disagreed with you, Stephen.
Together
He
we
said
are
even the fake
standing up
news.
against
There
some
will
of
be
the
an
most sinister
election.
forces,
Might be a
entrenched
selection,
interests,
but there will be
and
an
vicious
election.
opponents our people have ever witnessed or seen. But no matter how big or powerful these corrupt radicals may be, you must never forget this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you.
That don't mean anything, Gene. It still will
This
be
is
an
your
election.
heritage, and our American
You know how many
liberty
great
is your
resets we had
God-given
in our
right.
lifetime? There's still
This
going to be
state,
election.
this is a great state, was forged by some of the toughest men and some of the strongest women ever to walk the face of the earth. Our American ancestors were backcountry farmers, woodsmen, and craftsmen who poured their love into this land with their families and all of their friends. Incredible what they've done. And they were bold pioneers and frontier settlers who climbed the mountains, tamed the wilderness, and kept on pushing west, west, west. And above all, they were proud citizens, fiercely independent North Carolina men and women who blazed their own trail and took orders from nobody. It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country, and it is hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country. We're not going to let our country be destroyed by lunatics. We are going to fight for America like no one has ever fought before.
You heard what he just said?
We will not let radical left
1%
people
will not let
that don't love our
people
country or
destroy
rhinos.
society.
We have bad rhinos too. We have some
That's why
sick,
there will
sick,
be an election.
stupid, weak
No one is
people
gonna
take
mess with their
away
lifestyle.
from us what has been so brilliantly forged over nearly 250 years. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never, ever, ever, ever back down, North Carolina. As long as we are confident and united, the tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone.
Amen.
My fellow citizens, this incredible journey we are on together has only just begun, and it is time to start talking about greatness for our country again. Greatness. We don't talk about greatness anymore. You never hear the word greatness. We talk about the environment, and we all want a clean environment. We talk about race, and we want great
I
race
understand what you're
relations.
saying.
We talk
But
about
it's deeper
many
than what
other
you're saying.
things, but
It
we
will
never
be an
talk
election.
about greatness for our country. We want to make our country great again. Right now, our country's a laughingstock all over the world. They don't even return the phone calls of our president. We've never been in a position like this. Our country has never been scorned the way it is or disrespected. We're going to change it, because we are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious American nation. And so, with the help of everyone here today and citizens all across our land, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, North Carolina. Thank you.
right.
God bless you. God bless you.
All right. So to answer the question of will we have an election, we would definitely have an election, right? Just to answer the question. We would society as we know it is going to keep on going because there's people out there. I understand what you're saying and I understand where you're going at with that. But there's more people that don't agree with you to get out there and change things with you. So society will continue to go the way it's going because quote unquote online we call those people sheep or sleep, right? So it's too many sheep or sleep to actually change society. So there will be an election rather you want it or not. It's still going to be a selection regardless. So it's going to be an election because of people being asleep. It's going to be an election. The world is not going to go to a great reset as you know it. It will not happen. The way you know life might change, but it will not be a great reset because the 1% is not going to give up their lifestyle. The only way you're going to get a great reset is if nuclear warheads go off. And that's not going to happen because then the dollar system won't mean nothing. You think those people who are the 1% is going to make the monetary system go away and that's their privileges on earth? That's their privileges on earth. That's their heaven on earth. You think they're going to let the monetary system just deplete? Hell no, they're not going to allow it to happen because they're not going to give up their lifestyles. That's generational family, generational wealth that they have not had to do anything since the beginning of time. So that's why the earth, as you know it, your life might change, but their lifestyle won't change. So therefore, the system when it might reset and it might reset to that advantage. But what you're saying, it's not like that. The earth ain't going nowhere. The earth been here since we been here. So mankind been here for however long man know. Man been here since the beginning of time. So the earth ain't going nowhere. They not shooting nuclear warheads. And the 1% is not enough people who woke to make a difference within the world. You look at Brussels. Just why you think I'm posting no video 5 months ago, 4 months ago? I'm putting videos out there saying what was going on just 4 or 5 months ago. People didn't hit a light switch and forgot what was going on in their countries. So when you say that the world going all these different things, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. So I had to break that down because it's 4 things you could do with this. 4 things you can do. You can still continue to invest, put someone into for a rainy day, and be knowledgeable about what's going on, and keep food and water in your house for tough times. But for us, what you're saying and how you're saying it, that won't happen. It won't happen. We all know that everything is a selection and is rigged up. We all know that. But for us, what you're saying, life as we know it like that, that won't happen. So that's why, like my guy who on here, oh look, it's a squirrel. Like he said, I agree with him that a lot of things is epoxy. I agree with that. But just because we know that, the masses don't know that. So things won't change because the mass people do not know what you know. The masses of people are blind to what you see. The masses of people, much as you try to wake people up, it's hard to wake people up because some people are heaven on earth. Some people are given some of this fake monetary to live heaven on earth, and they're not gonna give their lifestyles up either for what you're saying. For what you're saying, it's that's society as you know is shot. That ain't gonna happen. You think the 1% gonna allow it to happen? You think the elite's gonna allow it to happen? You think the secret society's gonna allow it to happen? That won't happen. That won't happen. Your dollar may be done, but their dollar not. And long as you got the, as long as you got the, as long as you need something to buy something, then you still gonna be where you at right now. That's the point I'm making. Long as you need something, long as you got to abide by rules or governed by rules, your lifestyle might change. That the elites won't. So when you say great reset, keep in mind who the great reset gonna affect. It won't affect them. It would affect you. So at the end of the day, when we saying those type of things, unless you prepare for the changes that can come, you kind of got you kind of like you got to be careful what you ask for because your life will change, but theirs won't. Theirs won't definitely. So that's just how I see it. So that's why they can't tell me anything about no nuclears and all these type of things. I don't believe them because they're not gonna give up their lifestyles. They're not gonna give up their lifestyles. If I have trillions of dollars and I got 100,000 working for me and I don't have to wash my own feet, why would I get into it with another person and we just destroy everything? And now we got a system where nothing is value. So now my workers don't work for me no more because nothing is of value. I just don't see it happening like that. I don't see it happening like that. You see every time a wall is every time a wall is transpired, there's a round table, and the people at the round table don't participate in that wall. It's the other people it's the 99% that participate in that wall. So the 1%, they would never ever lose their lifestyle unless everybody, at least 75 to 80% of the planet actually wake up and realize what you realize. And that's hard. That's very, very hard for the world in the terms that it's 1% controlling everything. And that's very, very hard and odd for the world because they're gonna keep on throwing curveballs out there, curveballs out there, curveballs out there. Put it in cartoons. They're gonna put it on the fake news. They're gonna put it in all type of different platforms where they're gonna keep the masses mentally indoctrinated where they can't see what you see. So when you're going around saying that it's all over and this is the end, no, it's not the end. It's just that you open your eyes up and you seeing a whole lot, but you ain't the bigger picture. The bigger picture is the way you know it might change, but for them it won't change. So that's just how I view it. So that's why when I did that live that time, and I said the most messed up thing about it was we can't do nothing about it. We can't change this. So it's that you get in the game and play the game for a better outcome because there's too many people that don't understand the game. It's too many people that don't understand it. Too many people don't understand it. It's too many people that don't understand it. It's too many people because even though we just watched Trump now, and he said, "Make America rich again, make America great again, make America all these things." How is America? How is America not rich when America could print money at any given time? How does America have a deficit when they could print money in a given time? So I understand. I totally understand what you're saying. But I'm saying though, you see all the people in that arena where he's at rally at, they don't understand what you're saying. See, you gotta always remember that. Those are 50, 60,000 people that don't understand what you're saying. There's millions of people across the world that don't understand what you're saying. You know? So get off the live. Salute to the Joker, because I always see him. He just asked me why I continually repeat myself. Salute, Joker. And so I'm gonna get off the live and thank y'all guys for locking in. Salute, Joker.